morning, dudes. Welcome back to Duty's Daggers, and I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to do a quick review, tell you my thoughts about this knife, and then do a quick cut test. Nothing crazy, just a quick little bit of cutting, and that's it. That'll way you'll get a quick and very accurate idea of what to think about this knife. This is the Kansept Baku, and it's pretty freaking badass looking, man. They sent this to me to check out. I didn't buy it. They did let me choose which variation I wanted. There are a few different colors and carbon fiber inlays to choose from. This one looks pretty badass to me. It's like kind of like a toxic green sort of thing. Got the green thumb studs and then these greenish. I don't know much about carbon fibers. Is it fat carbon or is it? Who knows? It's some kind of carbon fiber in there. Looks really nice. The finish on the blade is very nice, almost like my Taichung Taiwan Spyderco's, like that really reflective stonewash. It looks amazing, really nice. Love that. You have titanium handles with this inlay, and the coating on the titanium has been almost aged a little bit. I don't know if maybe they threw it in a tumbler after they put the black on, but at the edges you can see where it's almost like, looks like it's been rubbed off, like aged. It looks very nice. I very much like that. So it almost reminds me of like almost a Sienkiewicz design. It's basically a reverse sway back. So you have an upswept tip, downswept handle. See, if we turn it over, that's pretty much a sway back, right? So it's a kind of a reverse sway back. Slightly upswept tip, not a whole lot, but a little upswept. And there's a definite change in the angle of the blade right there. You can see it kind of, so it's almost like an elongated Tonto sort of look. And I don't usually go for these types of designs, but I really like this. For some reason, this just got me. You'll see in a minute here when we go to do the cut testing, the kind of uses and benefits of having a blade shaped like this. Not great for utility cutting, not amazing for slicing either, but you can do either just fine. And it just looks really badass. Now look how thin it is at the tip. Uber thin up here. Sweet, very sweet. So ergos, don't feel any hot spots really. The milled titanium clip is nicely rounded over. No hot spots. Now, gripping it like this, there's not really a great spot for your thumb. You can go over that ramp right here, but I kind of want to be like halfway on it, halfway off is where my thumb lands. And then if you want to get on the ramp, you kind of have to move your hand back as well. So you're kind of back here at this point. So holding it just like this without the thumb is probably most comfortable. Or a pinch grip, Action is actually really nice. It makes a really nice thwack noise when it locks out, which is awesome. Too many knives are great, but just don't sound good, and it really sometimes ruins a knife for me. The detent is perfectly tuned for the flipper and the thumb studs. It's just it flies out real nice. The only real downside I see is the lock bar access, which is pretty bad. You can see they did not cut out anything in there whatsoever to help you get your thumb in there. So it's pretty bad. You have to kind of push down and then pull over. It's not like you're getting behind the lock bar. You're just kind of pushing down and pulling it over. I actually found that unlocking it this way is easier. I don't know if you've ever seen anyone do that, but you basically kind of use your pointer finger, come around, pull it over, and then do it like that. So wish the lock bar access was better, and that's really my only negative about the knife. Really, unless you just don't like this kind of design, that's really the only thing. Yeah, S35 VN blade steel. It's a Sparrow design. You can see their skull right there. Right there. So, really cool. there you go. Link will be down below if you want to go take a look at it and all the different variations. And let's get to the cut test. And here we go. I'm excited to see how this cuts. It's kind of fun cutting with the new knives with different weird blade shapes that you're not used to. I'm looking forward to seeing how it does. Factory edge was not amazingly sharp, but it was decent. This really thin magazine paper here is real hard to get through with any knife, unless it's very, very sharp. But we're cutting it a little bit. The front cover of the magazine is a little thicker, so that's what I'll mostly be using for the paper tests. Alright, starting with this double wall cardboard. Let's see how she slices. Oh, slipped out in my first one there. And that's just going to happen with this kind of blade shapes if you're not really paying attention and making sure that doesn't happen. And my phone fell. And I just slipped out again. See what I mean? It's just the way that, you know, your hand is getting farther away from your body and the blade's starting to angle, you know, the opposite way that you would want it to. And when it gets to that part of the belly where it swoops up pretty aggressively to the tip, you slide out. You slide out of your slice before you've completed it. So, not an amazing slicer, but it'll absolutely do it. Kind of the same thing with the utility cuts here. You can see you can get to the tip, just gotta raise up a pretty good amount. That was easy. Yeah, I mean, you know, the tip is pretty darn thin, so even though you do have to raise your wrist up pretty high to get to it, once you're there, it cuts easily. Tried one there, kind of back on the Tonto tip. That didn't work well. So your best bet's just, you know, raising your wrist up and making sure you're pushing down hard enough, and it'll do it. It'll absolutely do it. It's not the knife I would grab if I was breaking down 20 boxes, that's for sure, but yeah, you know, day to day, it'll be totally fine. Let's cut some leather. Let's roll up this old glove here. I think our belly here is going to come in handy. Start with the tip, rock back. Did better than I was expecting. Actually did quite well. Nice little sushi rolls there. Cecil rope. See, it just slid out right there. Yeah, that happens. Same thing with the cardboard. Down on a surface. It did pretty good, man. Starting with the tip and rocking back, just like with the glove. It was cutting this Cecil rope impressively well. And that's pretty much the conclusion. Let's see where our edge is at. The front page of the magazine, a little bit thicker. We're cutting it. Not amazingly well, but we're cutting it for sure. So that seems pretty good. Not too bad. S35 VN blade steel. Let's try the real thin stuff. I don't think it's going to happen. Nope. I mean, it's so thin. It's like tissue paper. So overall, it cut actually a little better than I thought it would in some cases. with the slicing of the rope and cardboard, you're gonna slip out of your cuts because of that, you know, high tip. But I mean, if you like the design, it seems like a pretty good purchase. You know, you're kind of sacrificing some cutting performance for a badass design, and sometimes that's completely okay to do. Please like the video before you head out. I'd appreciate it, and I will see you soon. Adios.